Guys, welcome to this episode of Men Will Leave You in the Desert Without Water. We all know how men be. So I didn't realize how much men use women. And I guess it's the same, vice versa. But I'm going to touch up on men use women. Especially Nigerian guys. I feel like a Nigerian guy just be in a totally complete situation in life that he shouldn't even be meddling or talking to other women, but he will be. So Nigerian guys will use you for clout, to look good, get over people, for their mental health and stuff. So it's up to you to be actually remove yourself from a situation. I recently was I told you about, guys, my worst day ever. Let me run that down for you. I went on a date with a guy, and I was like what's type got to do anything, just give him a try. So how I met him, I was at the club with my friends and I was a bit low because a lot was going on, and I just come to Abuja to chill, sat down, asked, there's a group of people, he was one of them. I passed him as I was like, oh please, do you mind if I sit at the corner because it's empty? He's like, of course. I sat at the corner on my phone, whatever, and he was talking to me. I was just like, can I help you, sir? I'm really not in the mood. But I was polite, and whenever I said hi, whatever. And then when I was about to leave, he asked for my number, but there was a female, he was waiting for his female friend. And so when I did sit, he's like, oh, when my female friend comes, I should, could I get up or whatever? I was just like, oh yeah, fair. But it's the gentleman thing for me to do is actually get up, right? And I was like, you can do whatever, you owe me nothing. Got my number, messaged me that night, and then called me, I think, a day or two later, wanting to meet up, and ended up meeting up for my cousin's house because that's where I stay. We went out. So when we went out, the first thing we did was, he was going for a meeting, so he invited me to the meeting. It was an eatery, so some people were gonna be doing the meeting at one side, and then he was just sat with me and we're eating, and I was just like, oh, I'm so happy I wore flats, they're stylish and comfortable. He's like, I like heels. Okay, buy heels and wear them. And I was like, okay, I was just doing my thing, eating. I was just ignore that. Then took me from there, went to the club and just chilling and stuff. And one of my family friends came with her husband. He's into the club scenes and entertainment, and her as a family friend, and I hadn't seen her in a while. So I went to greet them, and he was just like this, telling me to calm down. I was just like, first of all, you're probably the most uncouth person I've ever gone out with. Second of all, who are you telling to calm down? What's going on here? So that he was doing that, and I was just like, this guy's a bit too much. This guy's gonna be abusive. That's exactly what I thought, abusive and controlling. So that happened, and then we went to 345, and I was like, let me just put my lipstick on. He's just like, I hope that's nude. Bear in mind, I was wearing bright pink lipstick. So he's basically telling me your lipstick is whack. I was like, okay, take that all in. And then he got annoyed at 345 and was like, let's go. I was just like, you just brought me here. He's just like, yeah, I was here the other day or the night before. I was just like, okay, congratulations, you need a dummy. So why did you bring me to be angry and tell me let's go? Okay, let's go. So we left, and I went back, and my cousin was just asking me about the day. I was just shaking my head. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, and I wouldn't say it. I just kept shaking my head. Anyway, that was that. So then the next day, he was even making comments like, oh, you have nice eyes. Are they from your mother or father? Are they from God? And I was just like, huh? He's like, I thought you would have said they're from God. I'm like, what is your tea? Why do you keep trying to tell you what to do? And then I didn't message him when I got home. He dropped me at home. He's just like, I thought you'd message me and say it was too much. So that I was just a dodge. I didn't really want to go out with him again. And my cousin's like, oh, you're so badly behaved, someone like this, because he chills with some I think some a family that's quite known in the city. So that's, I think his only friend is one of the guys there. So he, I guess he that gives him kind of a status symbol. So my cousins just thought oh, how can I not be pandering to such guys? Just because a guy wears a suit and drives a car doesn't mean he's a good guy. This guy is borderline abusive / controlling / insecure as hell. Then that was a really bad date. for me, because like I was basically told what to do. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna see him again. Oh, you're badly behaved. So anyway, took some time off. He messaged me and told me he wanted me to be his plus one at a wedding. I'm just like, I just met you. I don't think I should be your plus one at a wedding. I was like, oh no, I wouldn't, but the thing with him, and I think most guys that actually genuinely like you or that are secure wouldn't do that. I don't think. They'd literally get to know you first and be like, okay, is this the type of girl I want to take on or get like, progressed with? But he did that, and I think it was kind of like just to be like, oh, look at the guy I'm with. To be honest, like, I know it sounds a bit arrogant, but like, what else are you taking me as your plus one? It's kind of like, oh, look at the London, and I'm not ugly, girl. So that was weird. And so when I declined that, he refused to give me the invitation because I was like, I'm gonna come with my cousin, but he was just being controlling, didn't want me to give him an invitation. I was just like, oh, I thought you'd handle it with a bit more maturity than that, like it's not that big of a deal, whatever. So he very politely, so next time we were out with his friends in the club, he literally said to me, oh, and you said that thing about maturity, I'm gonna get you back for that. I kid you not. And I looked at this guy like, what is wrong with you? Like, who hurt you? Like, and this guy's grown. He's like, but he's 39. He was 39 then. And so I was like, okay, that's that. And then when I did go to the mall, last time I was just like, I went to the mall with my cousin. I went to say, and I wrote the guy's speech because he asked me to write the speech because he'll be speaking. So I wrote the speech for him. With my cousin, I went to say hi to him and bye, but he's just like, oh, why are you leaving? Just stay. So I stayed and we all chilled, and then he was just like, why are you sweating? You're sweating. And I was just like, okay, yeah, it's hot. And then I guess I cooled off or whatever, and then he's just like, oh, I'm sweating now, but when you were sweating. Guys, what? I just felt like, and then in the club he was telling me I couldn't dance, and then his friends were like hailing me. He's like, oh, I didn't say you couldn't dance. I was just saying you weren't trying. I was just like, why are you trying to like dampen me? Like, what is the problem? And then he's like, oh, you're a confident girl. I'm just like, yeah, is that a problem? Is that something you want to take away from me by all these little jobs that you're doing? So anyway, when we went to the memorial, after all, like he told me to come and did his speech or whatever, and after he was just like, oh, come and meet my friend, which is his best friend that he did the speech for the dad for. And I was just like, oh, okay, met the friend or whatever. So then we did everything, and then he sat me in his friend's car, not the friend that I met, different random friend, and he went out, and it was dark. So I was just sat there like wondering where this guy was, and then his friend called and he's like, he couldn't get him, and then I called. I was like, you know what, I better go because it's dark, I don't know this guy. I was just like, oh, I think I'm gonna leave. Then like 30 seconds after, this guy emerges, and then he's like, I heard you said you wanted to leave. I would never do that to you. And then he like literally had like some drinks in his hand, and he goes back, like, because I was at the back, and he came and like dropped it on the floor, like where my feet were. Like, it didn't smash, it wasn't like, but he was angry. So I was just like, this guy is literally shouting at me in public for wanting to go home, and I think it was an ego thing, right? And prior to that, like, his friends had asked me to come and get food with them, like they were all going as a group, and I told him, oh, can I go and get food, because there was no food and I was starving. He's like, I'm a fool, right? I just ordered sushi. I'm just like, guys, I literally sat next to this guy like a little 2-year-old girl that couldn't move. Like, you're too controlling. Like, and insecure. There's no way on earth I'm gonna be around you. And I already knew that he was gonna be this type of person from all the little thing. Oh, I like heels. Like, who are you controlling? Like, who gives a shit if you like heels? Like, how is that my business? Like, I'm not here to impress you. It's the first time I'm meeting you. So it's giving controlling, insecure. Let me try and make you feel insecure like I am, so I can be in control of you. So I didn't like the guy at all. Like, I couldn't stand him. Like, whenever I was in his presence. And then we went out after that night as well, and like his friend was like hitting on me. I found his friend very cute, I won't lie. His friend was definitely my spec, definitely the type of guy I chill with. We just vibe, got on. He was just like very persistent in his pursuit of me. He's just like, I like you, what's going on, are you with this guy? I was like, oh no, I just met him. Like, so if you're not together, wrap that thing up and get back to me. Like, saying all these things, like trying to get me, let's meet up tomorrow. Got really cute guy and got on with him, but obviously like I had to be like with your friend, like give him that respect as much as he didn't deserve it because he was a total douche. Yeah, tell me a bit of your worst experience. And after that day, I didn't talk to that guy for like 10 months or a year. And obviously people like going, you that cuts people off after 3 weeks, like, you know, when you like after the first time, but like you, the guy was abusive, insecure, controlling, was just giving all the red flags. Who are you? You're trying to make me feel like you who are you? Like, you don't know my background or whatever, because I don't know what you think you are, because you have a friend that's like got like a reputation, or maybe you think you're so bad, but not to me, you're not. Like, you, I just see you as an insecure guy that's wanting to abuse and use women, but not me. So that was a really bad experience for me. Like, I felt like I needed like just like stay far away. So yeah, I left Abuja and I just didn't pick up calls and stuff. I didn't really want to have contact with him for like 10 months, 11 months. And yeah, I think after what happened, that's a story for another day. So yeah, what you guys think? Tell me about your